Hey guys, how you doing? I finished the Camaro and I'd love to show it to you. This was a very enjoyable build, and as stated, I did not care for the Baldwin Motion hood, and after two bad experiences with hood decals, I really didn't feel like screwing around with these. These decals, by the way, at least my experience with the two side stripes, are very good. Let me give you a look-see of this car. I was very pleased with it. Like I said, it was a great build. I had a lot of fun with it. Okay, over here on the grill, only way I could get the SS done, and it really doesn't look all that pretty, but when I tried to paint it with the white, even though I did some black underneath it, it kept on bleeding into the spaces of the SS. So I cleaned it off, I redid some more black, and then I actually scraped the chrome off of the SS emblem, and that's how it came to be. The fog lamps, you see the amber in here? Those were some of the pieces that were missing. Like I said, every piece was off the sprue, and I had already jonesed a hood out of Revell. I went ahead and I just painted the amber inside there, and it's the same mix that I use on this. It is a chromate yellow mixed with orange. I wanted to do it as a weekend build, and I hope you could see inside there. I hope it's not getting blurry. Let me see what I could do here. Interior, I just did it black. For some reason I thought this came with the console, but it did not, which I'm glad. Get on the other side here. Unfortunately, it didn't come with the instrument panel decals like they've been doing as of lately, so I had to dry brush it, and I really doubt you could see in there. And I had misplaced these. These are the backup lights, and fortunately I found them. They are clear, and I painted them and then I glued them on before I clear coated, and I think they're pretty cool looking backup lights. Very interesting. The tail lights were a little bit aggravating. It was the same engineering as they did with the headlamps for the Monte Carlo that I had built, and they were kind of a pain in the neck. Since I knew it was going to be kind of a hard job lining them up, I didn't want the styrene glue to screw up the lenses, so I used the window making glue, and it took quite some time for that to set in. I had to definitely leave that overnight so they would stay in. The rally rims, really dig those. I painted the outside with steel, and here's the underside. There's not a whole lot of detail on it. In the instructions, when you're building the chassis and you're putting the engine in, they tell you to go ahead and put the side pipes on and glue it to the side of the chassis. I didn't listen to that, because when I assemble a kit, and I'm sure a lot of folks do it, I scrape the paint on the inside of the body and on the edge of the frame, and when I glue it together, I put a little bead of glue here and down here, put it together, I hold it tight, I'll put some paper towels and good old blue tape, and I wrap it nice and tight. I don't use rubber bands because I could put some pressure on the roof of a car, and I believe I stated in my pictures of this that this styrene seems a bit thin, because when I was doing the front suspension here, and I forgot what I had to snap into place, but you could feel just how thin this plastic is. It's not as sturdy as older kits, and you could easily squeeze something and break it, I feel, at least with my hands. So I used the blue tape. So if you happen to get this kit, I advise put these on dead last. Alright, because if I were to try to do my body the way I do it, I would have jacked up these pipes. And a lot of times these Revell kits, they give you decals for the name badges. They didn't do that. Here's the engine. It fit together perfectly. The hoses were I mean, this is a well-engineered kit. It was a fun build. I strongly recommend it, or any of the other 69 Camaros that they make, because it seems like there's at least a total of 4 models of a 69 Camaro. One other issue. The carburetor is 2 pieces. They give you enough pieces to make 2 carburetors. And in the instructions, I think I said in my last video, and I apologize for repeating myself, they don't illustrate this air cleaner. I don't know if that is another air cleaner that was in the kit, because the kit, it gave me this old-fashioned single chrome stock mirror along with the racing mirrors. I used this one because I wanted it to be very stock, and to push that, it was missing the chrome inserts for the sport mirrors. So maybe that dude lost that part too. So with this air cleaner, if you choose to use this one, you have to, there's like a little nipple underneath here, you have to scrape that off and flatten it out, because it doesn't fit on snugly or secure. You have to hold it into place until the glue sets a little bit before you feel confident that it'll lay out level. That's about the only other thing. This is what the underside of the C28 hood looks like, to give you the piece so you can get the cowl induction. And I think it looks pretty damn sweet like this. If you're curious about the color, this is a Tester's Model Master Nassau Blue 1966, and it's torn off, but it's a licensed GM color. And when you paint it, you have to shake this paint really good, because if it's not well mixed, it comes out kind of silver. And you're gonna have to easily do 2 coats of this paint. And when I painted it, before I put the gloss coat on it, it was a lighter blue than it is now. This is the same color that my El Camino is, but it seems a bit darker because I did about 3 coats on it. And this is also the color of the interior of that ratty station wagon I built last. Alright folks, there she is. I thoroughly enjoyed this build. I hope you enjoy my tripod. No more shaky videos. That one video I had, it looked like an acid trip, because YouTube asked me if I wanted them to stabilize it because it seemed shaky. I said sure, go ahead, and I let them do it, and it looked trippy as hell, all ripply and stuff. Guys, I'm going to be painting this house over the next few days, so I had to get this kit in before I painted this entire freaking house. Gonna try to get it done before Mother's Day. Y'all have a great rest of the work week. I've been having fun loading these videos. I'm not going to be building for a little while. I got a lot of projects to do, and it's not a honey-do list. It's a John, you should have been doing this list. But I'm going to do a video just showing my weird collection of stuff. This is what I love to do right now. Prior to this was action figures, collecting Star Wars with my youngest boy. And then prior to that, I like customizing 12-inch, generic term G.I. Joes, but 12-inch military and law enforcement action figures. So maybe one of my next videos, even though it's going to be here on YouTube, and I mainly do just car models, I'm going to show you guys my action figures. Like I said, y'all have a great rest of the week, a good weekend, and spoil your wife. Take it easy, fellas.